emotion. Let's get lost in motion, devotion. Pure love flowing like potion, girl. Move your hips to the baseline. Dirty wine up a great time. It's a vibe, going slow wine. More fire up on your waistline. Let me see you move, sign. Do a sign, body soft like a full time. Move sign, girl, you the true fan. Q sign, waist kinda loose sign. Do sign, working your worker, shaking your shaker. It's human nature, all of it's sacred. Face it, embrace it. Keep healing and feeling it. Working your sacral, healing your wounds. Twerking your sacral, feeling in tune. Get in the mood, ocean, emotion. Healing your wounds, ocean, emotion. Healing your wounds.
Feel the weight of the world, eh? Can't hold them things in my body. Twerking in the mirror all day. Release the stress, release the pain. I adorn myself with the jewels. I dress myself with the silk. Type fine when I wind that. No wonder they wild. Tsunami when I pop that thing. Earth gon' quake when I pop that thing. Natural disaster, ooh, I'ma be cleansing, ooh, and my womb gonna sing when I wind my heel.
It is very important that you are able to decipher or discern between a karmic twin flame and karmic twin flame soulmate and a divine twin flame soulmate. There are two set of soulmates that you are appointed in this dimension, in this life. You are going to experience both of these karmics because they have to play a certain role in your life. There is a karmic twin flame that's going to come into your life to close the help you close the karmic cycle of your life, and there is a divine soulmate or twin flame that will come into your life to awaken the divinity in you and to also get you realigned. And then there is a divine emperor that you are going to now be, that is going to be your life partner. There are three people that are going to represent themselves in your life in this phase. You are to be able to discern between the three so that you do not get hurt and so that you do not get stuck in a certain cycle that you are not supposed to reside in or exist in or coexist in. The Comics are usually the ones who come and teach us about the things that we still need to learn and outgrow in our lives. And those are the ones that is the phase stage that it gets difficult for you to detach from, because as soon as you've learned the karmic cycle and you've realized everything that you need to heal, that triggers that karmic triggers in you, you need to move on so that the divine karmic can come into play or into your life and teach you how to realign yourself and how to raise your vibration. So we are struggling to detach from karmics because it's the familiar. They come with the things that you want to hold on to because it's a trauma bond. You guys are both meeting at a place where he's currently experiencing probably parents who neglected them or either didn't have a father figure or a mother figure in their lives, and you have similar traumas. So you bond onto each other and you create a cycle of karmic play, right, between the relationship, in the relationship that you guys are in. But you need to break out of that cycle. That karmic is there we call them projects. We call them, what do we call them? Patience. But a patience is actually a patient. You are patient to one another. You're not only he is not a patient to you. She's not a patient to you, but it's vice versa. You guys are together to teach each other lessons and to learn from the lessons and outgrow and move forward, so that the divine can come in and teach you realignment, because now the karmic has started to path the way of raising your vibration, knowing your standards and knowing your worth, and knowing what you can tolerate and won't tolerate. Right. And then that's where you now recognize that this relationship is not for me. It is taking more than giving to me. The karmic is not going to be reciprocal. The karmic is not going to give you the same treatment that you give them. The karmic is not going to think for you but think for themselves. The karmic is also always going to pull you down and always going to make you question if you are enough, if you are even worthy to be in their lives, to question if you are even worthy to be loved. That is when you reach the stage of achieving that karmic cycle and breaking it, when you realize that, okay, I cannot stay any longer with this person because there's no reciprocation. I'm cutting this relationship, I'm cutting all contact, and I'm ending this relationship. I'm not even going to give them access anymore. That is when you leave the relationship, and now you heal, because leaving the relationship, you won't leave the relationship willingly, but you will leave the relationship forcing yourself to leave that person and to really close that cycle by force, because the universe will be pushing you to do what is meant to be done, because already isikhathi sesikushiyile. Then the divine counterpart will come into play. When the divine counterpart comes into play, he will then make you realize that you've made changes from the karmic. You are going to be now confrontational, and you are going to have a way or a manner of addressing things in a very healthy way and in a very mature way. And you are not going to give the divine counterpart any more chances as you did with the karmic. So you're going to communicate your feelings, and if you feel that your feelings are not being heard, you are going to cut the relationship. That is when now your vibration rises, or your frequency, you move to another elevated frequency, which is a non-tolerable. You don't tolerate bullshit. You would rather be alone. That is where you actually even decide not to date for a certain time, or you go celibate, you do changes. You now focus on your dreams. You now remember the person that you used to be. You now enjoy your own space. You now enjoy the own person that you are. You now feel your power coming back to you. You do breath works, you meditate, you do things that are now growing you. That is when now you are making space for the divine emperor to come in, because now you're on the empress level. Now, when you're on the empress level, divine feminine, you are only going to attract people who are also on your level. You are going to be able to tell from the approach of a person who's trying to get into your life or who's trying to be a part of your life. You're going to hear from the conversations that you have or the approach that he or she is coming with. You're going to hear from the conversations and the things that they like doing. It's going to be positivity and abundance. It's going to actually make you realize how much you've changed from the karmics. It doesn't then mean that the karmics and the divine counterparts won't try to come back. They will try to come back again into your life when you are now reaching the stage of finally being intertwined with your divine emperor. They're going to be a distraction, but it is up to you again, because now your ancestors are trying to validate or to make sure that you've really outgrown the past, and you've really outgrown, and you do not tolerate anything less than, and you know your worth. How you entertain them will then determine whether you are moving forward to your emperor or you are getting stuck on that level until you learn the lessons that you need to learn. It is very important to cut off people. It is very important to make up your mind when you leave people, to leave them behind and not give them a second chance to come back into your life. The minute you give a karmic or a counterpart, a divine counterpart, to come and have access into your life, it then takes you through that same cycle of the past. You will keep on relearning all of the past and attracting all of those people over and over again until you learn the necessary lessons of cutting off a person and cutting them off completely. It doesn't mean that when you meet them in the streets and you say hi or you have a cordial conversations, you are still stuck up on them, but you are now having boundaries. There's a difference in how you now interact with this person because there's boundaries. When they start overstepping those boundaries, you are going to be direct with them. With you are overstepping the boundaries. I can't go on communicating with you. I think we should cut contact. Don't call me, don't WhatsApp me, don't do anything with me because you're now disturbing the progression of my movement. You are disturbing the route or the path that I'm on. So I can't continue having a conversation with you. I will continue this short. So when you've reached that high vibrational frequency, you no longer take things hasty decisions. You no longer do things impulsively, but you think about things. You do not mind friend zoning a person for a while so that you see their intentions and how they are willing to put in effort to be in your lives. You understand that you are the price, especially if they are the ones who are asking you out. If the person is not consistent, you're not going to entertain them. You are going to continue investing in yourself until a person shows you that he or she is worthy of getting your attention. He or she is worthy of being in your space. He or she is worthy of you even initiating things because they have tried to initiate things with you. That is when now you've raised your vibration to a point where you are an empress. You are understanding that you are not a chaser but an attractor. You attract a lot of things, a lot of people who are on your vibration as well. They will come effortlessly. That is when you get opportunities. That is when you put yourself first. That is when you know how to say, now your responses change from being I'll try and make time for you to I'll check my diary and see when I'm available and I'll get back to you. But at the same time, you are also looking at the consistency on the opposite side. Is he still calling you? Is he still trying to initiate a time with you? Is he still putting in effort, the same effort? Is he still having good intentions? That is when you can even sense and feel people's intentions and hear their thoughts even before they speak. That is when you can even tell them that wena uzele lok na lok na lok, and you would be on point. So please be aware of that and raise your vibration, close those karmic cycles so that you can graduate to a higher ranking and so that you can know what is meant for you and not meant for you. I hope this information helped you, and I hope my channel is growing you spiritually and enlightening you spiritually. Please subscribe, comment, share, and please let's grow this family so that other people can also raise their vibration. For now, keep well. Namaste. Togozan.